Hello everyone and welcome to the first ever Americas Showmatch. My name is Evan and with me at the table, it's Stoic. What's going on, Stoic?
What's going on, guys? How we doing, everybody? We're back, dude. We've got some amazing show matches happening today. Not just great matches, but with great people as well.
Yeah, dang Skippy. So for folks who are in chat with us today, first of all, thank you so much for being here, everybody. We're at a different time to facilitate this. Might go a little longer than a normal stream because we have a bracket filled with 4 pros from Summoners War competitive side history. All these folks have something to do. They've done something in SWC, they've made an impact there, or maybe they've participated in the summit or beyond. We've got Mendieta, Zezas, DanielKarioka, and Topa V in a bracket, and they are all going to fight for our entertainment across a semifinals, best of 5, all the way through into the finals until we ultimately crown the champion of the first ever Americas Showmatch. It'll be great, Stoic.
It really is. I mean, we've got champions in here. We've got contenders. We've got people from Summit, people from SWC. There's just 4 really cool names that we get to see here. Everyone loves to see a great Zezas go in there, an America's Cup champion. And we've got Topa V, a Summit champion. So there's a lot to discuss here as we watch all 4 of these go at it.
Absolutely, man. Let's say hi to folks in chat real quick. Gamer Bros, welcome in here. Uncommon Variety, welcome. Teriyaki, Nutburp. Of course, we're live on both Twitch and YouTube today. We got Harold over there. We got Childs, Mad Ed, and more. So thank you guys. And Ace said, this is perfect. I'm bored. Entertain me. You came to the right place, baby. Let's go. We're gonna have some great games today. Let's meet our players real quick. So like we said, we have 4 players with us today. First of all, it's Mendieta. You'd know him from America's Summit 2025. And he says that he thinks he's trained the hardest every season to be able to win. And his proudest achievement in Summoners War Stoic is having friendships with people that he's met in the game who are now part of his life. How cute is that?
I couldn't agree more with that. That's like my biggest hat for this game is just all the relationships we made throughout the years of playing Summoners War.
Oh, it's so sweet, man. I couldn't agree more. And his opponent is no easy matchup. It's Zezas, representing Brazil here. You know him from being a multi-timed world finalist in SWC. He's participated in 2024. He was at 2025 America's Summit as well, and the 2025 world finalist for SWC too. So Zezas started out as an underdog in SWC, and now he's grown into just a force to be reckoned with, Stoic. Everybody is afraid of him.
I know he's got an incredible story with, coming from underdog to being a champion, and another person with a great personality as well. DanielKarioka, streaming on Twitch. He's been to America's Cup before. I believe he's partaked in the summit as well, but I absolutely love DanielKarioka. He's got an incredible attitude when it comes to this game.
Yeah, he does. And you see, he says why he thinks he's going to win is because he has a very unique play style, and even today, he still has a lot of fun with it. And you see that every time he picks up the game, every time you interact with the guy. DanielKarioka is just wonderful. And of course, last but not least here, we've got Topa V participating in here. Topa V is no stranger to SWC as well, or the Summit. What can you tell me about Topa V, Stoic?
Topa V's probably been one of my favorite players throughout all the years of Summoners War history. I remember my very first event back in 2017, going up an escalator, and he was the first person I saw in front of me. There was his dad attending the event, and who would have known that he would have been such a monster on the stage as well, going into almost every year it felt like SWC, participating with all the greats up there. And Topa V has been one of my favorite underdogs to one of my favorite just players in general. I think he's just absolutely incredible when it comes to Summoners War. Love him as a person, love him as a player. He's always been one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah. And he allegedly has some unexpected drafts lined up for us today. We also have some added commentary in chat, too, from 0043 says, I'm thinking this is what I need to get motivated to play RTA again. I always enjoy watching Zezas, makes the late bloomers feel like we can make it too. And he also says Topa V is a good teacher of the game also. He says, I can't even begin to name all the skills I picked up from him. How cool is that?
Yep, I couldn't agree more. His live stream is very, very educational for people trying to learn Summoners War, or I guess RTA, because, no, I would say Summoners War in general. He's got just so much information to provide there. It's an excellent channel to follow.
which is just the perfect segue, by the way, for if y'all in chat, for some reason, don't follow any of these people on Twitch yet, we have the links to the channels in the description on YouTube. Everybody here streams, so you should definitely follow them. Here we go, guys. Our first match is set. Mendieta versus Zezas, the first round at the first ever America's Showmatch. Let's get into it, Stoic.
Yeah, and we got the live cameras as well. I love having that live feed. You get to see the emotion, see these guys have a good time with each other, and then the ups and downs of Summoner's War, of course, because there's plenty of that to be had.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, Zezas is looking so good with the mustache, by the way. It's real. I love it, dude. Chat, yes to mustache or no to mustache? You tell us in the chat. I love it. I think it completes the look really well. Ultra Death Lord says, I can't wait. Here we go, dude. We are off to the races. We got the pick band phase ready and raring to go here. We got the pre-bands out, and we got a Velajul and a Viva Shell in the pre-band, Stoic.
Yeah, interesting to see that Velajul getting pre-banned here by Mendietta's. I like that. Zezas, no surprise seeing a Vivichel getting pre-banned at all. I love that 24 speed lead's already being drafted by Mendietta's. I like the Chandra. Usually that comes with a Chandra Vela Cigar. It's still very viable right now. Obviously, Vela's in the pre-ban right now. Zezas, very popular 2 units right there. Fire Megumi, Wada Monkey King, very, very fast. He's demanding that turn 1 already. And you can see Mendietta's kind of, transitioning out of that turn 1 with Fire Twins in the TN.
Yeah, dude. Oh, and you know me, man. As soon as I see a Fire Megumi and a Shiho, I'm immediately thinking Josephine. But I really like that Mendietta's kind of hesitant to pull that trigger, because it's like if you pull it too soon, you can sometimes lack a little bit of damage.
Yeah, look at all gas coming from Zezas right now. I love that Wind Indra. I think this is great combination with the units that he's bringing right now. I hope that everything he's bringing right now is probably more likely going to be faster. The Assure's coming out, a lot of damage to be had here from Zezas. Mendietta's, like I said, I thought he was going to be transitioning, going back into like a slower play here, and that's where that Josephine can be coming. A
Hagang would also, now he'd lack damage a little bit, to be honest, but he might be able to make up for that in artifacts. I did think a Hagang would be right at home here, considering how many strips there are. Dude, they're having fun. Look at that. Zezas is smiling here. This is great. Uncommon, I'm so glad you like the pick and ban scene, because this is something new that we're playing with. I wanted to see if we could spice it up, and we have a lovely back-end team that's facilitating this entire tournament, and they're doing such a great job. They made it look real pretty for us. There we go. Bans go out, Stoic. We got a Bulwark ban and a Josie ban.
Yeah, Josie does not surprise me. Anybody playing a Fire Megumi or a Wada Monkey King, they just hate to see that unit. So Josephine gets that ban there. And, not surprised to see a Bulwark catching a ban as well. That's becoming a very problematic unit for a lot of players these days. So no surprise here.
Yep, there we go. Oh, here we go. Now we're getting into the game. The first turn goes to Shiho without surprise here. And now there's the Wind Indra following up. He's going to set up attack breaks and brand for the enemy team.
Yeah, we love that branding. That's going to go really, really well when Ashore goes to apply that defense break with 3rd skill. Let's see if he even needs it, because we could get that defense break. Nice strip stun here happening with Fire Megumi. Fire Megumi getting best of both worlds right there. Strip stun, defense break's going to be out here. Big 3rd skill happening and drops the unit immediately. That's that damage. That's that speed. That's that rune quality we're seeing from Zezas already.
I love Zezas' attitude, man. Look at that. He takes a kill, and he's so excited about it. And Mendy's not taking it personal either. Again, guys, if you weren't here right at the beginning, this is best of 5 the whole way through. So they're going to have plenty of time to kind of get to know each other and dismantle these drafts that their opponents are bringing.
Yeah, I think Mendieta definitely saw it coming there. I mean, the writing is definitely on the wall when you watch all these units being drafted by Zezas. Things are going to be well speed-tuned, and they're going to be following up with one another there. So the Fire Megumi just setting up the Ashore, and the Ashore putting in that damage here. And I think Mendieta is really hoping that he's got that sustain, got the tankiness here to survive throughout the rest of this match.
Yeah, and I'm glad that he's not scooping yet. I'll say that, because there's still game to be had here, but Ashore is absolutely the target. So I like that Mendieta has set up the hug on his Tian Lang, so that way he can just keep applying that defense break and bring out that damage to hopefully take this Ashore down before he gets a refresh on skill 3.
Yeah, we're really trying to see what Tian Lang could do here. A second skill could totally turn the whole game around here from Tian Lang. But I think he's just kind of waiting it out, seeing what happens. He has the sustain from the Wind Pudding Princess to keep his team alive here. He's got the hug already placed on the Tian Lang, and the Tian Lang really needs to do a lot of hard carrying, yeah.
Yeah, and he gets some good crits on the Chandra off element. Stoic, you and I saw a lot of that before the stream with Mayho Wenks. Oh my god.
We saw too much of that. Let's be real. Too much off element RNG happening. Here's that big second skill. Can we get a little bit of value here? There's a little bit of value here.
Yes, and also reapplied value when Chakra comes out of the Super Saiyan state like that.
Yep, definitely. So let's see if it stuns. It does stun. Not what Mendieta is needed right there. Big second skill comes out, gets the silence. Everything is still technically okay. Let's see what kind of damage gets applied here. That is a lot of damage, but the shield's going to be coming up here. He does have the heal as well. So Tianlang trying to still sustain, but we need to see some units drop from Mendieta. Mendieta really needs to drop some units.
And that's what I'm saying too, dude. And right now, this has been a big push here. Oh, Zezas might. Oh, it's not quite enough to lose a unit over. That's what I'm saying. It's like now Tianlang is going to drop, but there was a minute here where it's like the ratios of HP looked like maybe Mendy had a chance to take a point after all here. Zezas taking that first round. He's stoked. That's the first round on the board, but he's going to have to do it at least 2 more times to move forward to become our first finalist for the Americas Showmatch. Dude, Zezas is obviously like just, he's so strong, Stoic.
Yep. There was so much gas left in that tank as well. Water Monkey King probably going to be on a pre-ban list already going into this next match. I don't think you want to have to put up with a unit like that. Maybe even Fire Megumi, Water Monkey King. I think it's going to bounce from one another, which one gets pre-banned out, and maybe even first picked away from one another. So let's see what happens. The Chandra. Mendieta is going to pre-ban the Chandra, which is interesting. Zezas is going to be banning out Tianlang.
Yeah, interesting. You know, around here, guys, we call that the trauma ban. Ultra Deathlord called it. Look at that. Ultra Deathlord said it before I did. That's the trauma ban. You know, the Chandra inhibited some of his strategies. So I see that. Here comes the Shiho, Stoic. You knew it was coming back. We all knew we were going to see that unit again.
Yeah, so I like the pivot that Zezas is doing here because I feel like Mendieta is once again going to be doing that. You know, he drafts the speed lead. He's got his 24. He's got the Fire Twins, and I think he again will be going into more of a turn 2 playstyle. I think he pivots his draft, and I think Zezas is reading into that, and that's why that Layla is here. Because if he does pivot, I think that Layla is going to put in some serious work if he starts to bruiser it out.
100%. Look at that. Okay, this is making Zezas have to at least think a little outside the box here. I love watching Zezas play because he wears his emotions on his sleeves like that. Great picks for Mendieta right now, dude, with the Assure. Not only is it a steal, but it's another cleanse along with the Light Unicorn. Like, dude, I really like what he's doing here.
Yeah, I do like the Assure, but I think Mendieta, if he is going to take that Assure, I think he needs to, you know, speed up his draft just a little bit. So I'm not too sure what this last pick has to be, but I do like the Bulwark. Anytime you see those Light Unicorns bust out there, same thing. I play a lot of Ella, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Light Totemist. And Bulwark is definitely one of those troublesome units. So if you're going to play a Light Unicorn, Bulwark is probably more than likely going to be drafted.
It's so true. So chat, like before we were doing this, before we started the stream, right? Like Stoic and I were playing some RTA. So we've spent like probably an hour and a half or something like that. We were just watching each other's games. And we ran into more than one Bulwark, and holy heavens to Betsy up against Ella. It is a chore to take one down, dude. Like, really is.
Yeah. I mean, we used a lot of like provokes, provoke, stunning, trying to stop the Bulwark from getting turns, and it did work out. What, in like 2 of our matches, or maybe 1 match, I think Bulwark got out of hand. But it wasn't too terrible.
I agree. You can weather the storm if you have to. Chat, just to update you on what's going on real quick, there's some tech issues in the back real quick. It looked like maybe Zezas was having a connection issue towards the end because I couldn't help but notice he became a PNG towards the end there. So I think he might have lost his connection there. So we'll wait for him to get reconnected on there. Oh my God, have a Summoners War Halloween contest so Zezas can wear a Luigi hat. Honestly, that would be perfect, dude. We used to have a Halloween contest here at Come To Us as well, actually. I shouldn't say used to. We did. I just haven't been here for the last 2 because we're always traveling for the SWC World Finals. So it's like I haven't seen the last couple, but it's been fun. So
you guys
chat,
get to live stream it. That's
tell me who you're rooting for in this entire tournament. Who do you want to take? Again, who do you want to take the whole thing? We've got Mendieta, we've got Zezas in here, DanielKarioka, and Topa V. Stoic, do you have an inclination towards who might be our grand finalist?
Ooh, I mean, Zezas, he's such a good player. And Topa V definitely has a lot of experience playing Zezas as well. I think Topa V and Zezas are probably the 2 players that are on people's minds right now as who would they think be taking this one home in the Showman match here. But if we were looking at 2 people just trying to have a good time, maybe I give it to Topa V.
Yeah. And Topa, said that he was bringing something really special. He said that he's got some unexpected drafts, and I think that's honestly what we all kind of want. Regardless of whether or not he wins the tournament, I think he's going to win all of our hearts. Because, like, you know, I've seen people upset about a stagnant meta. You know, they want to see something different. So we'll see if maybe TopaV stays true to that promise, or does he dip back into old favorites. PPHP in chat says, yo, what's up, dude? What's up? Good to see you. And 0043 says, if I had to pick, it'd be TopaV.
I think that's a good one to place your bet on for sure. I think TopaV's got a great chance. I think Zezas, the exact same thing as well.
There we go. Oh, there we go. And I just got an update. So Zazos has found a workaround for the connection, so he'll be back in shortly, guys. So stick with us. We'll be right back into the round. It looks like we're already getting in there too. In case another pause happens, you guys should know we do have a survey running today. If you enjoy this sort of thing and you want to see more of it, fill that out. Let me know your thoughts, and you'll get 75 crystals just for your time. So thank you so much, guys. Chaff says, hey, Seats and Evan. What's up, Chaff?
It's my one of my aliases here.
Yes, one of the many. There we go.
One of the many, yeah.
Oh, and the same A gets banned out, and so does the Bulwark. Man, it's almost like we're watching your games again, Stoic.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I was going to say, I like the same A draft, but the same A ended up catching a ban there, and that last unit for Zezas draft was the Veljo, so I ended up going through there, so which is great to see. I do like both players' drafts here. Let's see if it works out for Mendietta's. We do have a little bit of a pivot in comparison to the first round.
And we got Zazos on top here. Shiho taking turn one. Mendietta's closest to us towards the bottom of your screen. Mendieta is unfortunately going to get applied with a whole bunch of slows. And now Zazos has a whole bunch of tempo behind him, as well as 3 turns of immunity there, Stoic.
Well, Zezas got to do something about this Light Unicorn. Light Unicorn's going to be not ready and ripping anymore, but is it built on Violent? More than likely. We could actually see, you know, violencing out. Oh, geez, I'm speaking it into existence. I'm sorry, Zezas. I didn't mean to do that, but it happened anyways.
You gotta treat that unit like a Velajul. If a Velajul or an Eleanor can proc, they will. It feels like they will.
It really does. So the unit of focus right now for Mendieta, I think he has to do something about this. Fire Megumi. Fire Megumi, he's got to go, man. He's such a problematic unit. He's setting up so many units here, and it's just way too oppressive.
And honestly, I like so many other people, will try to ignore him, and then you're incidentally feeding him turns, thereby giving him more value, and you don't realize how much value he's getting because it seems like such a small effect. But yeah, that guy's gotta go. This is a slightly less than normal impactful turn for a short because he's forced into using the skill 2 here, but it's gonna open it up for Ciara. Let's see if she can take a kill. She's gonna put it real dang close, Stoic.
Yeah, definitely. I'm curious if this is a anti-Sonya Ciara as well. I know a lot of people have been doing that with Ciara. I myself put my Ciara on anti-Sonya too, so I was expecting a little bit more damage, but still a lot of damage to be had here. That was very, very nice. We've got Water Monkey King trying to really keep Mendietta's back from removing this Layla though.
Oh, and just enough. That was like rounding up to the kill. Mendieta is unfortunately going to lose Ashore, which is one of his big damage units. Luckily, he is this close, and I'm holding up 2 fingers, and they are very close together. It's this close to killing that Layla as well.
Oof, defense break sitting on top of Ciara. That's not going to be good. I think we are able to get rid of that Layla, so I hope he pushes to remove that unit. Finally drops a unit, making it even here. 3 units versus 3 units.
Let's see if he can make this work with 3 units. We are at parity, like you pointed out. Ciara is going to get stunned up. Here comes the further damage from Velajul. This is not looking good for Mendieta. You can see him rubbing his chin. He's trying to figure out exactly where he went wrong. We got folks in chat offering up their opinion. We're seeing a lot of hate towards the light pony, specifically from the Ace 28.
Well, Ace 28's got a light pony himself. I still think a light unicorn is a very, very good unit here. I mean, I think additional turns to rock this match right now. So let's see if that bomb can land, and it does so. I was almost thinking that maybe he goes after this Velajul with that bomb, but he ended up he's got the cleanse up, so it really doesn't even matter what that bomb even does.
Oh, and then goes in on the Ciara. This is not looking good. Mendy's still not out though, guys. Remember, we're going to a best of 5, so Zezas still has to do this again, but don't quit. Not in a tournament setting. Even though we're just playing for bragging rights. This is not something you quit out of.
That was really good additional damage from the Water Monkey King. Maybe that was because there was a defense break on the Ciara, though. It was like 3-point-something K damage per hit from that 3rd skill with the Water Monkey King. And that's, you know, that's saying a lot, but maybe the defense was speaking a little bit much there.
Yeah, there we go. So now Oh, Mendieta is worried here, as he should be. As he should be worried, because Zezas is suddenly at match point. He has the advantage here. If he can do that one more time, he takes the whole thing in the semifinals and moves on to be our first finalist. IDK, I told you that pony, I don't know. So with that said, I don't know about the light pony. I feel like the light pony actually did some solid work there. It was just, the kill on the ashore was really like the thing there, Stoic.
Yep. Well, Fire Maguni finally making his way into the pre-ban, and I think that's where that unit belongs right now. I think it was a little too powerful in Zezas' hand. Viva Chill making another pre-ban here. Doesn't surprise me. I think this is a very good unit. Should be in the pre-ban as well. We're back to a first round here with Mendietta's with the Chandra first pick.
Yeah. Oh, Rangeki is in chat. Says, tell that to my 2024 Chow. Hey, what's up, Ricky? How are you, dude? Thanks for swinging by. Man, we got an America's Cup champion in chat right now, too. Look at that. That's awesome.
We do love that. We do love a Ricky around here.
Whoa. What's all this monkeying around that Zezas is doing over here? Jing and Shiho.
Well, this is one of those monster families where you could draft like all four of them, and your draft actually makes sense. So seeing a pair of them here, this is this is not new to anybody. We do love a Wind Monkey King, and Water Monkey King Xiao has just been incredible.
Yeah, oh, and the Lamila coming up here. This is a really good opportunity for Zezas to kind of free pick some water, because Mendieta has handed him this opportunity with the double fire pick.
You know what I like? Zezas has been showcasing a lot of different picks here too. Like, I feel like this is the third round where he kind of changed the pace, did something a little bit different. So I'm a big fan right now. Zezas really keeping Mendietta's on his toes.
Yeah, he is. And, the Layla's a good pick. He doesn't have a whole lot to deal with it right now, considering Ashore is the only thing that cleanses. So that might give him what he needs to take a point away from Zezas here.
Yeah, let's see what this last pick's going to be. I see his camera froze, but maybe this is just a still here, and his game is still, it should be all right, but let's see what happens. But Mendietta's draft, I think this is okay. Aya's just so toxic, man. What a difficult unit to have to deal with.
Yeah, and now you kind of have to pick it or you have to ban it, because, Mendieta doesn't have any sustain outside of Velojoule, really, and at least not enough to keep up with Aya.
I know. I feel like anytime you see an Aya, you're just already banning that unit. That's a great fifth pick there, so you do ban out the Aya. Yeah, Velojoule is going to be catching a ban too here. Man, Zezas is just putting so much heat on Mendietta's.
Yeah, this might be okay, because if you think about it, right, Mendieta was really drafting for these four units. We knew that he was kind of more or less comfortable with this. So we'll see if he's able to make this work. He's really committed to the Fire Twin Angels, and I like a man who's committed to the bit Stoic.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see if he's able to stun this ashore, keep this unit down. I think he's got to stop it from moving forward. I love that we've got skill 2 up here. He needs a full team. Doesn't get a full team.
No, you can tell that hurt. You can tell that hurt, dude. He needed that. It's a setback. It's a setback. He has a very nice provoke sitting on the ashore, which is great. So he has a moment here. It's not over, but you hate to see that for sure.
Oof. A little bit of damage coming toward Josie. Josie handled it really well. Nice silence there on the Melayu.
Yeah, you know what? Mendy's getting the important stuff, right? Like he stunned the Jing earlier, so he was free to attack. Now he silenced the Lamila. So, like I said, he's not out. This is not as quick to be decided as the previous games.
Now let's see where the defense break's going. I feel like we need to get rid of this Josephine. Josephine's being a problematic unit, and that is where Zezas is going to be putting his attention on.
See, Lamila having kind of an awkward set of turns as short blocks
no.
into the perfect turn. What the? Oh,
dude,
no.
That's that branding, man. Lands the defense break with branding already there, and it just pumped right through that shield. Dude, Josephine got destroyed with this Shihao, too. This is what I'm talking about. Zezas is putting so much pressure on his opponents with the drafts that he's been bringing to the table here.
This went bad real quick. Guys, there's a reason why Zezas was listed as the 1-2 fear by every single person in the tournament. Every person, I guess, except himself. The winner of our first semifinals game is Zezas, moving forward to be our first finalist for the first ever America's Showmatch. Dang, Stoic. I'd say Zezas put on exactly the kind of show that we expected to see out of him.
100%. He's an America's Cup champion for a reason. He also does self-proclaim, I will say, the worst rune quality in SWC, he says. Maybe, but that's not what we're seeing right now.
I don't think that's true anymore, dude. Like, I want to reiterate again, too. It's like, Zezas started his SWC career as like an underdog, and now he is just feared unanimously by everybody. I'm surprised he didn't say that he's afraid of himself in his player profile, to be honest. Here are the highlights for the rounds that we just saw in here. Mendieta versus Zezas. Why don't you walk us through what we're seeing here, Stoic?
I mean, Mendieta says he's really trying his best. This is probably my favorite match for him. I do think Tian Lang is an excellent pick, and it's able to turn the tables onto his opponents. We're talking about skill 2s being able to strip, stun, attack bar pushback, I believe. Like, Tian Lang does a lot of work, and of course the additional damage. We've got first skill applying some defense breaks. Just Tian Lang wasn't able to get anything going. I do like the teams that he brought. He had a win putting Princess and a Chandra to help keep that Tian Lang alive, but just Zezas put so much pressure on him with the draft that he brought. It's very, very difficult. A lot of attack bar reduction. We've got, single target, and they're just applying so much damage. Shihao putting in so much work with third skills. We've watched that. And of course, the Assure that even Mendieta in a match after that had to take that away from Zezas to slow him down.
Yeah, dude. And also, when he starts picking with that much diversity in the draft, too, it's kind of hard to exactly lock down what the main problem is. So Mendy was having to do a lot of thinking on the fly and dealing with a top SWC competition in his first match. Now, of course, our next match, sparks are going to be flying, guys. DanielKarioka versus Topa V. This is going to be a big one, and Topa V is another one of everybody's favorites in here too, Stoic.
Yep, it really is. I think there's a lot to fear when going up against Topa V, because I remember back in the day, the only thing you had to worry about was just a Yan Hong, and that's over with, man. He's pulled a lot of LD Nat 5s since back then, and he's got a great box now. He's got an amazing rune quality, in my honest opinion, an amazing rune quality. I know he'll deny that, but he's got great runes behind there.
He's humble.
And,
he's humble.
Oh, yeah.
There he is. There he is, the man with the better rune quality than he would like to admit, Topa V, and he's going up against DanielKarioka. DanielKarioka, again, just such a wonderful member of the community, regardless of where you're from. DanielKarioka. He's in chats, or he's in America's Cup, or he's anywhere Summoners War is being played. The man's great, and look at him, he's wearing the jersey from 2021. These guys have special stuff prepared for us today. Let's get into their match. DanielKarioka versus Topa V to wrap up the semifinals in a best of 5. Let's get into it, Stoic.
Yeah, these are two people with great attitudes when it comes to Summoners War. Both of them are amazing streamers. Awesome. You can learn so much. Of course, we have a lot of our Portuguese-speaking Brazilians that get to watch DanielKarioka, and he's just got so much to offer in South America. And then Topa V here, another just very, very educated player. They're super fun to watch, both of these guys.
Yeah, I'm really curious about what Topa said he's preparing. He said he had something unexpected. Now, am I going to be disappointed if he doesn't follow through with that? Not necessarily. I'm just happy to see Topa play, but I would love to see like a special little surprise just from him.
I wonder if it's a new unit. Did he pull something and he's just hiding that, or what? I know he plays a lot of light Huarang, so that's still a thing even after the balance patch, guys. I know. Still a very, very good unit.
It's true. He's still great, especially with the rune quality that you're going to see coming up here. Oh, the pre-ban, dude. Venhan finally caught a stray.
Yep. And again, Viva making her way back into a pre-ban as well. Venhan, excellent pick. DanielKarioka leading with the Vela Jewel. See what the next pick from Topa V. Topa V is going to be opening his draft with what?
Yeah, and he's doing the light Huarang, baby. You can't keep him down. Look at that. What an infuriating combo. You have the sustain from the Angela, and then you got the difficult to hitness, I could have phrased that a little bit better, of the light Huarang.
No, Light Huarang. I feel like this guy, Light Huarang, just gets additional turns all the time. I don't know why, but you watch those big skill 2s go off, and it's like it's already going again. It's such a crazy unit here. DanielKarioka, dude, Doc Monkey King is so good. I think Doc Monkey King's one of the more contested LD Nat 5s in higher ranking ITA right now. So that's awesome to see this. I do like that Abelio being drafted. He knows that Topa V is bringing in some serious damage.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm loving DanielKarioka's answers here. The Dark Monkey King, like you pointed out, that is such a great answer because, I mean, you're off element. You hopefully, it's like you're trying to land stuns. You got Death Break. You got Cleanse Block. I think it's a good answer here.
I do like that light vampire wrapping up DanielKarioka's draft. I think this is a very good unit. You know, we could have been looking at like potentially even a Chow in that position, but I like where he's at with the light monkey, light vampire. I think this is a good pick. Topa V really trying to enable his team, push back a lot of attack bar and gain a little bit of control up against up against DanielKarioka. So let's see what happens here, where these bans are going.
Rageki, light Harang so last year, Topa and I pulling light Legolas tomorrow. It's so funny, bro. Good bans. Oh man, unfortunate bans. DanielKarioka loses his Dark Monkey King. I really wanted to see that in the game here, and of course the Layla is kind of a forced ban, especially after you pick something like you've got Julianne, you got a Bellio. It's like it can really hurt you.
Yep, well, DanielKarioka, he's got that Veligil going first. We knew it was going to be built very fast here.
Oh, he's just trying to get a strip. That's kind of an unfortunate proc in a way. There's not a whole lot you really want to do if you're just skill wanting. Fishing for a death break, unrewarded.
Yeah, no strip, no defense break. Gets stunned up. See what Light Waring's gonna do.
Yeah, what is he going to do? Probably he's just going in for a little bit of damage. These opening turns, these players are keeping it kind of chill, to be honest. That's why that Veligil procking so early was not great, you know?
Yeah, not great at all. And you can see it just like feeds more procs on the other side of the field there. So the shields went up for Topa V, and he procced in just a skill 1. See if he's able to stun something with Light Monkey King. Geez, I keep saying Light Monkey King, Light Vampire.
Because we so desperately wanted the Dark Monkey King to get into this game, dude. I was really hoping that it would make it through, but it was definitely the ban. So unfortunately, we don't get to see it. The Megami is landing crits, dude.
Dude, like the Fire Megumi is what a problematic guy. I feel like we don't have a great answer for him. Obviously, Abelio is going to be here for when the defense break does land and a bunch of damage comes in DanielKarioka's direction, but there's no answer right now for the Fire Megumi.
That was a really calculated choice by DK. He held back. You know, the impulse there is to heal with the Bellio immediately, but he knew that the Chandra was going to get pushed below the threshold to give Abelio the turn back. And so that was a nice little way to get it 2 for 1 with that. I like that play.
Interesting. Opting not to use the third. I thought DanielKarioka was going to use the third, slow everybody down there, but he ended up not pushing that button there. Bunch of skill 1s going to be going into this Chandra. Chandra looking a little low. We do have the heal down on this Abelio.
Yes, so he's going to transform. Probably hope for something here. Hope for a proc just to fish, but I'm telling you, DK has gotten nothing on this Hwarang all game. He's been hitting it with skills that stun all time, but he just can't get one to stick.
Now look at that damage. Veligil not proccing there when it really needed that third skill.
Yeah, so now I think DK is probably trying to think about a different way to tackle Hwarang in the future, because like he spent a lot of turns Stoic, like going in with like a Bellio skill 1, Chandra skill 1, trying to get a stun, and none of it came up okay.
Yeah, this is how a unit ends up in a pre-ban in the next match. I think that's where we're seeing the light Hwarang again.
Oh, and when he gets it, it procs. Oh my goodness. Good googly moogly. Okay, so now we're just working on stuff here. Skill 2 with the Bellio, you go through the motions, and you think about it. You can tell DK's deep in the tank.
Yeah, he really is. We do have the third skill up on Abelio, so Abelio is able to heal, but it's not popping up right there, though. He is going to concede that match. Topa V is going to be taking round 1.
Ah, good job, Topa, taking that first round in this best of 5 here. So, Stoic, you see somebody draft a light Hwarang. What is your favorite way to tackle it, other than pre-ban?
You want to know what's very funny about that? Anytime I see a light Hwarang, often I'm using an Ada, and I'm just going to try and despair stun it, put a little bit of damage out there. It hits so many times, whether you like it or not, it's going to crit. And it crits every single time my Ada's there to despair stun this unit. Ada's also a nice, like, tanky unit to keep things alive, and it provides a ton of damage to where that second skill from Ada, I get to throw up a defense buff, heal something to almost full, it feels like. And I'm often doing that, or I do my combo with Ella and the water suitcase girl. Name is
yes, and you can just pack it away. That's actually a really good option. So we got the pre-bans for the next round here. Hot off the presses, it's the Dark Monkey King and the Angela. Surprisingly not what I was anticipating, Topa picking the Fire Megumi, Fire Tetsuya first.
Yeah, taking the Fire Megumi is, first picking that I think was a must, because I was actually expecting to see a Fire Megumi in the pre-ban, but also a light Hwarang in the pre-ban as well.
On the Josie, you know, I don't think this is an overreaction. maybe it's a little early, but otherwise, I think a Fire Megami is enough to justify a Josephine. But oh my goodness, Topa's changing the tone of this game, Stoic.
Yeah, you see that light Escher, the light werewolf, pop out here. You have 100% set. You are going turn 1, and nothing is stopping you. That unit comes out here. We're going to see units that are going to synergize with taking turn 1 and taking advantage of your opponent early into the game.
This is where you might want to pick a Leo instead, especially since you've already got a Vivachel on the board. You can disrupt the enemy's plan, right? You know, Topa's trying to go turn 1. DK could just pick a Leo to throw that off and also have some incidental synergy with the Vivachel. Instead, he opts to go for a Juno here.
Interesting pick on the Juno. I don't think I'm a big fan of the Juno. I feel like Juno might be a little too passive right now. I think he wants to take advantage of like his positioning a little bit better, but I don't think it's terrible.
Neither do I. It can get out of the provokes that Parjanya is threatening. It can react to the attack break and the brands from Chakra. So it's good here. And the Anavel last pick. He's debating here. Leo's still pretty decent. There it is. The Leo.
I think Leo's a must, because now the Leo's a force ban, where you get to let the Juno through, because I think Topa was in a position of potentially even just banning out the Juno, not having to like worry about that unit, because he is kind of enabling a Juno a little bit. But when you draft that Leo as a last pick, it's force ban on the Leo, and then you get that Juno through, putting DanielKarioka in a little bit better of a position.
100%, dude. Yeah, it's like you want to play with your core. He's drafted this team to combat Topa's, so it's like if you can just get Leo in there, even if he just soaks the ban like that, like he has to, then and now you get to play with the 4 monsters you really want to play with. Let's see how this goes. Obviously, we know how powerful Topa is, but I like DK's draft here, Stoic.
Yeah, so Juno right now, if Topa can land a defense break, he can even capitalize with an Escher 3rd scale and, you know, put a bunch of pressure onto a Juno draft.
Escher taking turn 1 like he promised. He's debating on whether or not he even has to skill 2, I think, because everybody's bars are full, but it's still worth it to do it for the speed buff, so that way Chakra gets the extra damage here. Look at that. The strip and the Juno interfering with a little counterattack.
Yeah, nice little revenge there, boosting up its own attack power as well, looking to put some damage there onto the Viva. Looks like Viva's probably the unit Topa wants to take care of first, but he does have to worry about that Juno. That Juno's going to be looking super fast in this match.
We got Topa laughing on the side here. I gotta say this about that, Stoic, this situation. The fact that DanielKarioka made it through those opening couple turns looking this healthy is actually a low-key big deal. He might have what it takes to weather the storm here.
Yeah, we'll see. So there's that stun. Of course, the passive is going to be proccing with the Josephine. Look at the control to Escher. Not getting that control there. Does he burn a 3rd without a defense break? He probably does. He'll get it up in a bit.
Yeah, it comes back so quick. This is looking more like, instead of DanielKarioka versus Topa V, it's looking like DK versus accuracy resistance checks today. He is not getting a lot. He is getting kind of hosed on the resistances. A great proc, though, from Vivachel. Could stabilize.
Definitely a good proc there. He can cleanse up his Fire Monkey King from that provoke. Oh no, he opted to go for a 3rd, dropping the HP on that Fire Megumi, looking to take it out here. Doesn't get it just yet. Viva is still low, still okay. The provoke is still landing, still on top of this Fire Monkey King. Passive is down on the Josephine.
Oh, the proc. Ooh. In addition, this is the Meiho Wang that we've been fighting all day, Stoic.
Yeah, exactly. Now, this is looking very good for DanielKarioka. He got rid of a very problematic unit. The Fire Megumi is gone. For the Fire Tetsuya, thank you, Ultra Death Lord. Fire Tetsuya is going to be gone. Nice additional turn coming from Pajamas here.
Yeah, from Pajamas. This is what we were talking about, baby. DanielKarioka is so smart when it comes to drafting. The guy's got really good instincts. I really liked what he brought to the table. He waited for the right time to draft the Leo, so he got to like craft his team to be exactly what he wanted it to. And this is looking like it might be too much damage for Topa to deal with.
Yeah, it definitely is. I don't know what you do about this Juno now. Juno's looking really good. The Josephine's problematic. Viva's still got 2nd skill out there to keep the team alive here. And we all know Fire Monkey King doesn't care what element you are. He's going to get his crits in. He's going to land those defense breaks. And he's the entire team of DanielKarioka is problematic. TopaV needed to land and do everything he needed to for him to like work his way through this draft.
Yeah, guys, this is unprecedented. This is some cool stuff right here. DK putting on a show for us up against Topa V. Now, how is Topa going to deal with what DK is bringing to the table. Chat, I want to see who you're rooting for in this semifinals matchup.
Yeah, these two are just having a ball right now. Topa knows there's nothing that he can do. He's just going in right now with the pajamas. Dude, I can't even pronounce this unit's name. Something like that.
Beautiful additionals from Juno, I have to say. Topa sent reeling back right here. There's the crit from Meiho Wang off element. He just does whatever he wants. Meiho Wang makes his own rules.
Great damage, though, I will say. The Water Indra provides some really, really good damage. That was nice.
DanielKarioka. Salve BR. Man, he did it. Follow daily. What's up, Brandwalk? What's going on, dude? Says Topa. Rooting for Topa. That's crazy. Yeah, Topa can get it together. Honestly, like, we've seen this time and again. Topa V seems like he's down, and he just locks in Stoic.
Yep, exactly. I'm not too worried about either one of these guys. I mean, they're clearly just having a really, really good time going in here. And I think the first two matches, they're feeling each other out. They're seeing what's the vibe and where they're going with it. So DanielKarioka opting for, a bruiser-style team and reacting to what Topa V was bringing in there. So I don't know if going that heavy turn one will pop up again with Topa V, where he just goes Escher, clearly demands that turn one's what's going to be happening there. But we'll see.
Look at this, Stoic. DK is now doing the pre-ban on the light horror. He held back. No way. He's thinking getting
That's not happening.
No way. No way. Oh my God. Dude, talk about unexpected drafts. That'd be a blast from the 2017 past. That'd be crazy. That's like season 1 or 2 of RTA stuff right there. Anyway, DanielKarioka saving the pre-ban on the light horror for now to give him a little bit of wiggle room on this round now that he has a point on the board. Such a cool little piece of tech there, Stoic, because we saw that he was way more comfortable playing up against a turn 1 team than the bruiser playstyle that Topa was bringing before.
Yeah, exactly. And DanielKarioka's reaction to that draft was amazing. So we're seeing a little bit here where Topa V, he hasn't actually said if he's going turn 1 or turn 2. He does have a 24 speed lead. We do have a great base speed on that Wusa, but that doesn't necessarily say that turn 1 is going to be happening. I know we now have the 28 speed lead here with Fire Megumi or Fire Tetsuya. Oh man, we are looking at potentially a turn 1 here coming from Topa V. He's locking in the Fire Robo.
Yeah, and this is... Oh, the Fire Robo is so annoying. Oh my goodness. Anti-violent in nature. I know that for new players, his passive gives him bar whenever somebody gets an additional turn. So he can actually get some sneaky turns out of nowhere. Daniel's hovering over this Aya, ends up locking it in.
Yeah, I don't know about the Aya pick too much here. Wusa 3-turn shields and immunity is going to be super, super nice. Looking at the Wind Pudding Princess, chooses to lock that in. We're looking at a long match, Evan.
This is going to be a long one regardless, unless somebody realizes that maybe it's going a little bit wrong and then they opt to ban. So DanielKarioka is kind of forced into a position to ban out the sustain, the at least recurring sustain, specifically because he brought the Aya in here regardless, even though it did. So yeah, this is going to be a long one, Stoic. I do agree.
Yeah, so shields are going to be coming up here. It is a fast Wusa. Of course, we've got the speed lead to back that up as well. And the unit of focus right now for Topa is going to be that Wind Indra. So there's that big full team strip. Shields will be coming up with the Josephine passive.
Oh, Kanagi, welcome to the chat. The Lord of the Rings tomorrow. I'm glad you guys are here. Yes, who's looking forward to the collab? I know I am. I'm a big fan of that, so it's going to be great. DanielKarioka stunned on the Indra. Stunned on the... Oh, that's crazy, too. Stunned on the Chandra. Back to back.
Ooh, defense break. Going to be landing on Josephine as well. I mean, who are you going after? The Josephine, the Wind Indra. I think he's trying to feel out Daniel where that hug is going to go, is where the attention will go for Topa V's targeting.
Did all 4 hits just land on the Fire Robo? That was actually incredibly unlikely if that was the case. I've only ever seen that happen one time before. Wow. Caught Josie with the down passive, slept her for 2 turns. Wusa the GOAT.
Topa, I know, Evan, I know what it is. Topa put 85 accuracy on Wusa. That was the surprise.
That was
We're landing 2 turn sleeps every turn. Let's see if that's what happens.
That was it, dude. He's like, I'm going to make this Wusa into a Hathor. Watch this. We're going to make this happen. I'm going to turn it in. That was foreshadowing for what we were going to see here. DanielKarioka is firmly crowd controlled. He's laughing. He can't believe this. This is not going great for him right now, unfortunately. Yeah, but I agree with you, Stoic. I think maybe the Aya is a little out of place here. There's not enough debuffs getting thrown around, and even if they were, the Fire Robo can push you back, so it's harder to get to that next turn.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think he used that skill 1, just a bunch of, I'm sorry, skill 2s, but I think a bunch of skill 1s are coming in that win Indra's face here. And he is going to be dropping it. It goes down. Aya needs to get that second skill back up as soon as possible. Nice little stun finally. But shields and immunity comes up and protects Topa's team again.
Oh, dude, yeah. It's like poor DanielKarioka just waiting for a chance for Aya to get a turn or 2 turns of any debuff so she can proc into some damage here. But the shields are going to prevent it. I think this is going to be a pretty easy one for Topa. I think he won it in the draft, if we're being honest.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Honestly, I'm really liking the Wusa pick as a reaction to an Aya draft. I feel like having the shields and immunity just feels really good, and you're not going to lose a ton of that health at all.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't really consider a Wusa as an anti-Aya thing, but like it ends up working pretty well because, yeah, look at that. And that was pretty much the best case scenario, unfortunately, for Aya in this setup here because she's not really getting any 2-turn debuffs. Now, unless this Wusa 2-turn sleeps or off element, that'd be kind of wild.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but I think all the attention goes into the Aya, but it looks like, now it goes into the Aya. And there you have it, Topa V winning round number 3.
Oh, no, if you're DanielKarioka, you are probably sweating, only because now the Light Hwarang is back on the table because it was the pre-ban this game. And so I think Topa might want to leverage that in the next game. So DK is going to have to come up with a real good answer to this one. Good job, Topa, on that 2-1 lead. He's got to do it one more time, Stoic.
Yep, one more time. Let's see what happens. I mean, I feel like the pre-bans have been pretty good, but now, sadly, it comes down to a match where DanielKarioka has to win this one to stay alive. And like you said, Light Hwarang, it's in the match now, so let's see what happens.
And there's got to be a good answer for it, too. That's the other thing. I mean, I don't know if he's got maybe a Tessarion, like clutch in the background, ruined up, something to Oblivion the passive just to shut it down so you don't have to think about it that hard would be really nice. I haven't seen any other crazy options that he's maybe been presenting, but we'll see what happens here. We got the pre-bans out. Josephine is gone. The Angela's back down there, too. I do like pre-banning the Angela because she can be a thorn in your side over the course of the game.
Yeah, I do like a Wind Monkey King for that Light Hwarang as well. I feel like all those hits that you're getting, you're going to proc the passive Wind Monkey King, your chance to stun it and stop it from getting the additional turns and then pummeling more damage in after.
True that. Honestly, like even when he's imposing elemental disadvantage on people attacking, the answer sometimes is just throwing out a ton of attacks downrange towards him, right? And Xingje can do that, just given a mass of attacks. Eventually, one of them is likely to land, right? That's statistics eventually, right? Something statistics.
Yeah, exactly. Pre-bans here. We've got Josephine and we've got that Wind Pudding Princess in the pre-ban right now. Those are two, one more RNG than the other, but just like that Bruiser meta in the pre-ban right now. So kind of nice to see those two out of there. So we get to see kind of an aggressive draft out of both players, yeah.
Yeah, Slazzy saying it's best of 5. It is best of 5 all the way through today. This is the last semifinals game, and by the end of it, we'll have the finalist who's going up against Zezas in the grand finals of the first ever Americas Showmatch. So this is happening. Amadeus, welcome to the chat, dude. Glad you're here today.
Look at this Chandra Vela Cigar draft from DanielKarioka. This was a draft of, 2 years ago, I think now? And it is still such a powerful draft to this day. It still works very, very fine. I love our Fire Monkey King. I think this is a great unit for someone who potentially is going to be taking some additional turns here. Topa V opting to slow it down. We've got a Connell coming out here.
Yeah, Carnal's become one of those monsters that I really associate with Topa V over time. I think Topa's always had like a penchant towards like crowd control units, right? He flashed the Gani Hathor. I really still associate Topa with crowd control even to this day. Oh, and Daniel picks a clutch little Minato at the end that gets banned. That was a cool last pick.
Yeah, there was no way the Minato was going to be staying in there with Vertiheel being drafted like that, though. But I'm assuming Swift Verd. Is that a Swift bird? That might be a very fast violent bird.
It could be. No way. Stosh and Co. What's up, Stosh? Good to see you.
Hey, what's going on, Stosh?
Oh, and here comes the cigar. I'm getting deja vu or PTSD. I'm unsure which one from DanielKarioka's draft. This is very SWC 2024.
Let's see what happens here. I think he's got to do something about the vertical. Is he just going to try and sneak out a nice little stun here, get it out early?
He might. What can he do? There's not a great play for Chandra after that. He could just take a crack at the Hagang. Yeah, see, you're kind of afraid that it's going to just boost things up, but maybe it's good. Maybe it's good that happens.
I feel like our attention right now should be on the Fire Monkey King. Fire Monkey King looks like the biggest win condition for DanielKarioka. I don't know what Topa can do if the defense breaks land and then he just starts pummeling that damage in, but it looks like Velajul is the unit on Topa V's mind right now. He's trying to get rid of this unit as soon as possible.
Yeah, and I get it. Oh, DanielKarioka has had enough of the procs coming out of this Tetsuya, and I get it, dude. Here comes the pushbacks. Velajul actually resists all of it, but he's taken such a beating that it's still not looking good for him.
Well, here comes the big provoker. He's going to get a nice reset there on top of the Connell, and I think it was just the attack bar that got resisted. I'm pretty sure the reset still happened.
Yeah, and even Topa's laughing here because, like I said, guys, it's really DanielKarioka versus accuracy resistance in some of these fights. Like, that's crazy. He's going to lose the Velajul. He's going to lose the Velajul here. Now here comes the rest.
Air stuns. It might be a violent Chandra. It is a violent Chandra.
That's good to know for the future. He could still kind of clutch it up with this Meiho Wang, but it's not looking like it's going to be easy.
Well, he's got the attack bar pushback with the Hagang. He needs to land the defense break on top of this Fire Monkey King. He could push that damage with the vertical as well. Because like I said, Fire Monkey King's gone. I don't know how DanielKarioka can win this because it's the defense breaks, violent procs from the Fire Monkey King that can really bring it home.
Just stellar threat assessment from Topa V, just ironing out exactly the path that he needs to take to clutch out that victory. Topa's doing a great job here. Got to be honest, man, when I said that Meiho Wang might be able to take this still, I was hoping a little bit, maybe a little bit more than a little bit, to be honest, because there's so many turns coming up from Topa V.
Yeah, that's a tough one, pushing up so much attack bar, more attack bar pushback coming from Topa V as well. AoE stuns coming out there. He deals with the Fire Monkey King, and Topa V deals with DanielKarioka here. There's just not much you can do. Vertical was locked in. The Fire Megumi, man. Fire Tetsuya absolutely locked in and still remains one of the most problematic units for people to have to deal with.
Oh my god, dude. Topa's laughing. I think he knows. He knows what's going on.
Yeah.
DanielKarioka says, Meo Deos. Had enough. Topa V moves forward into our last finalist position, and he is going to meet Zezas in the grand finals. Wow, that was a tough last game there, Stoic.
It definitely was. It definitely was. I mean, units like Fire Megumi, Fire Tetsuya, it's so difficult to deal with, and we knew. I don't think we got a chance to see if that was a violent verti-heal or not. It didn't really matter too much because the attack bar gain from that unit is just so crazy. Able to push your team up front. Even Hagang pushing back attack bar where it needs to is, you know, it just puts DanielKarioka in a place that he doesn't want to have to be in. You really are relying on, like, landing your defense breaks and then violent proccing to capitalize on some big damage to help, you know, eliminate units like that verti-heal or that Fire Tetsuya. And just DanielKarioka was not getting those opportunities there.
No, he wasn't. And there, let's be honest, he got a little unlucky in some areas as well, but you're 100% right, dude. Like, Topa brought a really strong draft that got a lot of turns. Factoring out the procs, too, the Verd was cycling so much for him that it's like he barely needed him. It was just like he was getting so many natural turns with all that bar that it was just hard for DK to get anything going. Yeah, look at that, though. End of the day, the most important thing is that they were both having fun fighting each other. These are two guys that love playing Summoner's War. At that point, DanielKarioka was just like, it's enough, man. He was having enough of those Megami procs.
Yep, and for a show match that we're going to be, you know, seeing later on or very, very soon, this is actually going to be a callback to Japan of 2024, I believe, where Zezas beat Topa V in qualifying to go to Japan.
Yes, dude, you're right. There is actually some history here. This is definitely a callback to SWC Americas Cup of 2024. You're right about that. Guys, there's a grudge match here happening in our finals. Zezas versus Topa V, our last best of 5 in the Americas Showmatch is coming up very shortly here. Guys, stick around. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break here. And while you're waiting, maybe you should fill out the survey and also drop a follow for all of our competitors. They all stream, and to Stoic if you don't follow Stoic yet. Twitch.tv/StoicRNG. All right, everybody. We'll see you right back here after a quick break. And we are back for the Americas Showmatch. This time for the grand finals. I'm still Evan, and this is still Stoic.
Yes, still Stoic. What's going on, Evan? What's going on, everybody? Hope you had a great time watching those first matches, and here we are in our final with Topa V and Zezas.
It's going to be great, guys. Yeah, it's been a really fun time so far. We just finished up the semifinals. Like Stoic said, Zezas versus Topa V, a matchup that we have seen before in SWC. Now here again for your entertainment at the grand finals of the first ever America's Showmatch, everyone. These guys are playing for the biggest reward of all, bragging rights that you won the first one. That's the big one. These guys are all wonderful for being here today, and it's always so fun to watch them compete. Zezas versus Topa V is going to be a big one. Chat, I want to see who you're rooting for right now. Stoic, I'm not going to make you choose, dude. Instead, I'm not going to make, unless you want to. Do you want to choose?
I'm a forever supporter of Topa V. I feel like it doesn't matter what the situation is. So I've got two favorite people out there, and it's like a Thompson, Topa V. Even in a Thompson, Topa V, I gotta go with Topa V. Like I've been such a big supporter about him for years. And Thompson knows I love him, but it's Topa.
Of course, and like you pointed out at the beginning too, it's like, you know, we've seen Topa's growth as a player like for years now. He's been participating in competitive Summoners War for years and years and years, since like 2017, 2018, all the way back in the day. It's been a long time coming. And look at this, Topa V starting off strong with the Fire Tetsuya that popped off so hard. We got Wusa and Light Harang shortly afterwards. Zezas is absolutely giddy with this pick ban phase so far.
Yeah, he looks very, very exciting right now. What I do like about Topa's draft here, because we do have the Tetsuya, we do have Light Hwarang, in the Wusa for me actually says I can pivot turn 2. So his next two picks don't have to be some synergistic, I'm going turn 1. Well, look at this old callback. Do you remember Bulwark Mo Long? This was a team in itself back in like 2019, I think, like 2018 that people were drafting this. Topa's bringing it back. Maybe this is what he's been talking about. Zezas himself, also, he's bringing it back as well. So we've got a Wind Pudding Princess, we've got a Misty. He's definitely going to be going with a turn 2-ish vibe right now. He hasn't really said he's taking that turn 1. He does have the speed lead. He does have that Layla. I think both these guys are meeting in some middle ground here, and we're going to have a nice toe-to-toe.
Yeah, and that is like my most wanted elemental nat 5 there at the end right now. I feel like a Layla is just an answer to so many things. Such an elegant answer to like all of this, you know? So very cool. It's got to get banned, unfortunately, and Topa knew it. Bulwark's out of there as well, but we still get the old school 2018 combo of Wusa Molong, Stoic.
That's right. Now, that combo back then used to be a skill 2 Wusa into a Reckless Assault, and you were able to eliminate a unit. This is also when that skill 2 dealt an insane amount of damage. Now, it still deals some pretty good damage. We'll see what happens if he's able to pop off a nice skill 2 into Reckless. Like, is that enough? I don't know. It could be.
Bonus damage on Light, maybe? Oh my god, it's so close! I didn't...
Not enough!
Dude, low-key, I didn't even think it was going to get that deep into Misty's HP bar, though.
Yeah, well, it was enough to get rid of that unit, though. So, like, the combination still technically worked because he had the follow-up for it. But if that follow-up wasn't there, that was, like, so fortunate for Zezas to keep that unit alive. He has the Wind Pudding Princess there to, you know, get that HP back. He has the Hug to try and protect it. But that's that Molong, that's that Wusa. It's that same combination. We have seen it before.
I just love that the magic still works after all this time, you know? Just with, like, varying degree, like, that third factor is always the thing that's going to change, right? Like the Fire Tetsuya obviously was not a choice back then. You know, whoever it is that's cleaning up the pieces after Molong and Wusa set it up, that's going to change. But the combo holds true after all these years, dude. Topa V with an incredibly strong start up against Zezas here.
So let's keep in mind, so obviously there's a lot of sustain that needs to happen here to get Molong's Reckless Assault back in here, but it's not about that. Now it is about landing the defense breaks. You have the Fire Tetsuya, you have the Molong providing those defense breaks, and then the Light Hwarang is going to provide all the damage. He's going to pile in on all those defense breaks being provided by both those units. So technically the job of Reckless Assault, it's over. It's done. We don't need to see another one. I don't think we get to see another one, but it's the defense breaks that the team is going to be provided for that Light Hwarang is going to be the problem for Zezas right now.
Oh my goodness, Zezas is getting a nice sequence of turns here. You know, that patience on doling out that second Hug really paid off for him with a proc. Now he can dole it out. The whole team is protected. Chandra is forced to soak up everything. The Light Hwarang is glanced, but he's going to clean this up with a clutch little proc, and Topa V is going to take the first round in this best of 5.
Yeah, exactly. That was all gas. I love the team that he brought there. I feel like Wusa made his team very, very safe with the immunity, the shields. Being able to eliminate that main damage dealer that Zezas brought to the table, Light Misty, just Reckless Assault. Oh, skill 2 Wusa, Reckless Assault is just like, it still works, you know?
It's a tale as old as time. And that's a unit that you want to take out super quick because Misty is going to be a thorn in your side. You know, he just gets worse and worse as the game goes on, you know, and you don't want to have to bank on trying to find a slow somewhere to like maybe make it so he doesn't take as much damage. Zezas is quick to ban out that light harang this time in the pre-ban, and now we got the Hagang in there too.
Yeah, I think the light Horang probably should make its way into a pre-ban just about as much as it can. It's so tough to, you know, capitalize on it when he's providing all those defense breaks from whatever they're trying to do, and light Horang just pummels that damage in there so quickly. So no surprise there. Hagang getting pre-banned by TopaV, and I think that Hagang should speak volumes in what he's trying to bring to the table here. So the Wind Monkey King obviously stripping with the passive. He doesn't want to have to deal with the Hagang. Zezas taking that Fire Megumi, Fire Tetsuya away from his opponent. So that's a great team. I really, really like the draft that Zezas is bringing to the table here. It reminds me of his first match that he had against Mendietta's here, where he's bringing in these high volatility, high damage, high single target threat.
I do too. I like what Zezas has got going on. Oh, he's thinking about throwing in a little Sonya at the end. Oh, interesting choice. That could be a big payoff for Zezas if it gets through. But I think if it gets through, I think that's going to be a signal from Topa that his units are more or less Sonya-proof and he's comfortable fighting against it.
Yeah, I think so as well. Also, it depends how fast. Well, no, I don't think the Wusa outspeeds that Sonya. Sonya should be taking turn 1 and taking a unit out there. I do believe that Wusa should be ruined on anti-Sonya, so I don't think Wusa gets one-shot by that Sonya, and I think the Wusa is problematic for Zezas, because I don't think that's what's getting banned here. I think the units that are going to be... Oh, Juno, I was going to say I thought the Josephine was going to be catching a ban, but Juno catches a ban. Sonya's banned out, meaning Topa's stuff is probably not Sonya-proof.
Makes sense. Here we go, guys. Round 2 of the grand finals. Will it be TopaV? Will it be Zezas? We're in a best of 5. So remember, they're going to have to do it at least a couple more times regardless of who it is here. Josephine taking a few turns right at the get.
Yep, no provoke though on top of that Layla, so Layla's going to be a thorn in TopaV's side here. Let's see what happens with this Tetsuya. Tetsuya's trying to land some defense breaks, find a nice opening here to dole out some damage. Nothing's going to be happening with this Ragdoll though.
Yeah, he wanted to see if maybe he could strip the immunity, but Layla was quick to do it for him. Oh, good job. Jing is, you know, he is always the one that's going to define the pace of this game. You know, is he awake or is he just taking it chill this game? And it seems like we got a very awake Xingche.
Yeah, some pretty good damage coming from that Ragdoll as well. It's a nice little skill 1, so let's see what happens when he's able to provide a defense break and then bring some big Ragdoll damage in there. As a Ragdoll user myself, I do prefer a higher damage Ragdoll, so let's see what happens. Big stuns there from skill 2, though.
Mm-hmm. All right, so TopaV is more or less crowd controlled at this point by Zezas' strategy, but what can he do with it now? That Wusa is looking pretty low.
Yeah, Wusa's looking low for sure. I think he's waiting to see a nice Wusa proc here, so if Wusa can get a turn, third skill, not going to be getting a turn when you're stunned up like that. The Despair, Layla shutting that down.
Zezas is really on top of it, dude. You know, he is making sure that nobody's getting a turn without his say-so. And he's trying to take down this Wusa before he gets third skill off. No proc coming from Wusa either. He is behaving.
Yeah, nice little stun there on the Layla. Really needed to slow that unit down there. Those, out of all the additional turns, I hate a Ragdoll additional turn. Either it's a additional turn to an ignore defense torrent, or don't proc on my Ragdoll.
Yeah, oh man, and in the former. Oh wait, look at this! Wusa hangs on by a thread to get the skill 3 off. Is this enough to get him to stabilize, or is he going to be able to strip that? Looks like Layla's going to get a turn denied from it. Will TopaV's Wusa hang on a little longer?
Yeah, just a little bit, because I don't think anything here is going to be breaking that shield, of course, unless he's able to strip that shield, or the Water Monkey King able to do a skill 3. So let's see what happens. Skill 2 is going to heal him up a little bit, but he's got to keep proccing if he wants to get that skill 2 up.
By a thread. That's how Wusa is hanging on. For anybody wondering how he's hanging on from the edge of this cliff, it's by a thread, baby. No stun. Josephine gets a second chance. We believe in them. We don't believe in second chances here. Sorry, chat.
So Layla might be dropping here. Needs to get a full team strip here. And it does not get the Ragdoll. Oh my god, the revenge is what takes out the Layla there. Ragdoll's going to be working on this fire. Tetsuya, that's going to be the next unit on TopaV's mind right now. And of course, Wusa's still alive. I mean, This is something that Zezas will have to address, but it looks like he's not going to address it just yet. Tell me there's a 2-turn sleep in the tank. That would be insane.
Yeah, that would be crazy. He was kind of fishing for it there, you know, attacking into the invincible unit. Woos is still hanging on. This unit might be indestructible. Never mind.
Finally getting dropped there.
Yeah,
no more immunity, no more shields, nothing that Zezas has to worry about. He really wanted the provoke, not getting the provoke on Water Monkey King. More stuns that he'd be coming out here. The passive is down on Josephine.
This is still anyone's game, though I will say that Zezas has a slightly tighter win condition right now because it requires Megami to line up a defense break on the Jing and then Shiho to kill off element with skill 3. So it's a little bit harder for Zezas, but he's doing a really good job going bit by bit, taking down the Josephine, working his way across Topa V's line here.
Yeah, exactly. And Topa's looking for those windows right now. He needs to see his Wind Monkey King get maybe a lucky stun, defense break, capitalize on the defense break. But I don't think that's going to be happening right there. I think Zezas really has an excellent draft. This was that high volatility, high damage that he wanted to bring to the table. The Water Monkey King, the Sonya catching the ban. This is the playstyle we saw in Mendietta's matches. And here he is showcasing it here with Topa V getting his first victory.
Yeah, there you go, dude. Man. Zezas doing a good job here, like really doing a good job getting a point on the board right now. That was awesome. Hey, I mean, if there's one thing we know, actually, you know what? There's two things we know about his Shiho. The first is that it very rarely lands stun. The second is that it has crazy additional damage, and I should have taken that into account because he took out that Jingxie like a knife through hot butter.
Yep, exactly. And we did see that in the matches with Mendietta's where the skill 3 from Water Monkey King provided a ton of damage, and I wanted to say like that was something that either it was the defense break that spoke or the additional damage spoke on the Water Monkey King, and clearly Water Monkey King's additional damage is great with that third.
Oh man, and now Topa V's going back to basics, but Zezas is throwing in a few new components to his comp here. We got Venhan joining the lineup as well as Misty, who's back again after that annihilation from the Wuso Molong.
Ooh, so the Pajama's coming back for Topa V. I wonder if a Juno is going to be in store for him by Zezas to see if he's going to be taking that unit here. We do have a Shizuka, so there is no reset on the side of Zezas, and without reset, Shizuka is very problematic.
Thank you, PPHP. Appreciate that. Yes, sir. A hot knife through butter. That's the way to say it. Thank you, Mr. Hot Pocket himself. Thank you so much, dude. Best photo they could find. Dude, are you kidding? Look at Zezas is so thrilled to be here, man. I love it. That's
I believe that's just a still from his camera, so that was the
last
scene.
It is a still from the camera. Yeah.
They're just keeping it. I think it's great.
Yeah, he had a connection issue, and so now he's joining in via phone instead. But he found a workaround. But will he find a workaround for this draft? Let's find out. No one's at match point yet. This is actually playing for advantage right here. Dude, he rezzed the attack break. Wouldn't matter anyway because now he's going Super Saiyan. What can he do to Topa V's comp here?
Yeah, he's looking to push back some attack bars, but really not getting too much here. We do have the silence on the field, though, so Balo's not going to have his third to try and heal. Oh, he gets his third now.
Good damage coming out from the Misty, too. You can see what he's capable of, even on just the first round of the game here.
Yeah, Venhan seems to be the unit of focus right now for Topa V, but you're going to see him work on that Misty after. Around 50% right now, so Venhan's still holding on. We know this unit's built very, very tanky.
Yeah, he can stun whoever he wants here, right? But, like, I think ultimately Chandra is going to try to protect the Venhan coming up, and I think, oh my gosh, and he risked it and got the stun off element to deny the hug.
Yeah, that is wild. I feel like I'm also not the biggest fan of Hagang right now because the only buffs that we're going to be seeing is just the hug that comes up. So I feel like Hagang feels a little dead.
I agree. I mean, we're going to get some incidental bar just because, you know, the Wind Pudding Princess is going to occasionally cleanse some stuff. But, like, I agree with you, man. I think the Hagang feels a little weak here. It was really to try to establish early dominance to get that AoE strip into Vendhan. Thank goodness, if you're Zezas, you're so thrilled that your Chandra was able to actually get a hug off on that Vendhan right now.
Yeah, let's see what happens here. We've got second skill coming out. Needs to land the defense break, not getting it in the fire. Tetsuya.
Does he have skill 2? Oh no, he's got skill 2. I thought it was on cooldown. No. That unfortunately goes through it goes through buffs, and it actually does more damage through buffs. Yo, Light Harang is kind of crazy.
I was about to say, Light Harang is wild. What a irritating, difficult unit to have to deal with.
I would personally love to have one. It's so funny because he's one of the few units where it's like, if you have invincibility on you, you're actually the opposite of invincible. You're actually more vulnerable if a Hwoarang's attacking you.
I saw the hug and I'm like, oh, he's still going for the hug, and I'm like, oh, light Hwoarang just doesn't care. That's fine.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Oh, the Misty's going at it.
Man.
Look at this, though. I will say there's quite a bit of good damage coming from the Misty, and I think he should be built on Vamp, so there might be a chance here for a solo.
Look at all these attacks. Look at all that additional damage. Look at light Hwoarang just pummeling. This damage is so crazy.
Of all the things to land, it was the Hagang. Of all the things to actually land on him. That's so funny. Let's see how much he can pump out here. Just around 7,000 combined damage for all of it. Abellio's quick to clean it up. Now it's just Misty versus the world.
Yeah, that's so tough, man. This light Hwoarang with all the sustain that he has. We've got Bailey. We've got everything. TopaV super safe. There's really not too much Zezas can do here, and he gets a round 3 victory. TopaV looking at match point.
Yeah, TopaV with the advantage here. He just has to do that one more time to be the winner of the first America's Showmatch. Zezas has got to get it together, dude. He's got to figure this out. So Oblivion would be nice. I think a Tessa would be kind of cool too, especially because his passive tries to apply it after the attack. So it's like, you can still get it even if you glance. It's like, it's not, I think something like that might be good unless you can pre-ban it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Light Hwoarang is going to be pre-banned, so this is the match for Zezas to clap back and come back into it. I love a aggressive draft from Zezas. I like the Ashore, I like the Water Monkey King, I like the Sonya still. Sonya was something that TopaV was already pre-banning out. No reason why he can't bring that unit back in here as like a forced pre-ban. Even has the Wusa prepared. He takes that away from his first pick.
Bro's the GOAT for a reason. He's got the Wusa to steal, and he knows that Layla's in the pre-ban too, so this is a really nice place for it too. Topa taking revenge for 2024 America's Cup. That's from Mad Expert in chat. I'm telling you, there's a grudge match going on here, guys.
There's a lot of smiles for a grudge match, so they're definitely having some good fun. Especially Zezas, look how happy he is.
Yeah, there's too many smiles for a grudge. You got that right, Stoic. Very well said. TopaV is picking a couple monsters that we're well acquainted with by this point. We got the Fire Tetsuya coupled with a Hagang, and that's going to be a great strip option to take away the shields and immunity that Zezas is threatening with the Wusa's skill 3. And he's going to bring that Chandra back. Chandra's been good. His main weak point was up against the light Hwoarang, so now that he's in the pre-ban, Zezas is probably feeling a little bit safer.
Yep, definitely. And there's that Ashore I was talking about. I like to see that Zezas could be bringing it out there. It's that high damage, high volatility style. I would like to see Zezas to keep up with that. I think that's definitely a great avenue to take here. Where TopaV, he's if we showcasing some middle ground here, I don't think he's going turn 1. He is. He's going with the middle ground. He's going turn 2. I think Zezas can take advantage of that and keep pumping the damage in.
Yes, I think Zezas should feel more or less more comfortable dealing with a team like this. Oh, and there's the Chow. That's iconic. That is like that's a Zezas special right there, Stoic.
Is the Gapsu ruined up for TopaV? Is Gapsu enough? Because there's no attack by pushback, so you really can't stop Gapsu from getting all of his turns, the negative debuffs. I think Diana's another. I mean, Diana's kind of banned out here. Like, what do you do when you draft, 4 water units and Diana's looking you in the eyes? Yeah, you got to ban out the Diana, and the Chow was definitely a problematic unit for TopaV. So no surprise seeing that Chow catching a ban.
If Diana made it through the draft, it would be like a deer in the headlights, dude. Like, yeah, Diana would just tear this thing apart. That would be crazy. TopaV threatening a grand finals win with this game. Can Zezas hold him off? Let's see.
Ooh, full team strip, but it's not going to matter here because there's the shield immunity right back, and we've got 5 stacks of knowledge. The main unit that Zezas wants to get rid of is that Fire Tetsuya, so we're working on that unit once again.
Oh yeah, and he's good to protect the Ashore here because it's very clear that the Ashore is the win condition here for clutching up the kills that the Bulwark is going to set up.
Okay, he's trying to strip everything off. I'm not going to be getting it here. I think we have to skill 2. No, he's just going with a skill 1. He's going to wait.
Oh, he's just kind of going in on it. He might, because these are sort of nothing turns, right, for Topa, so he's just kind of tapping around, hoping to eventually strip the right thing so that way he can start working on the Ashore again.
Yeah, there's that big skill too, getting really low. Beautiful additional turn. He's going to have his shield and immunity back up on that Wusa, and that's not at all what TopaV needs to see, because he's got his pajamas here, waiting for no more immunity to take advantage of this unit.
Here's a good chance. He might try to do it again, but that means that he's basically offering up the Tetsuya for free, and that's exactly what happens. But he did get a good strip on that hug, so that way Parjanya is free to attack in here without the fear of counterattack.
Well, if Wusa gets that additional turn, I feel like that's just going to be it right there. Well, the additional turn comes from the Ashore, so Ashore is going to be proccing here. Big skill 3's coming out here, looking to get rid of the Hay Gang, but just watch for this Wusa, because this Wusa could actually end this entire thing right here where TopaV doesn't get an opportunity, and we've got 5 stacks of knowledge, so there's no proc here. We have Pajamas needs to capitalize on the no immunity, no shields right now, because Wusa next turn gets everything.
Provokes go out and they land true. So this is TopaV's moment, but what can he do with it?
So we have no more skills right now on this Ashore. Ashore is going to be provoked up. Everybody's provoked up except this Bulwark. So I do think you hold on to this skill too, because we're afraid of the additional turns coming from that Wusa. If Wusa gets a single turn, this is going to be a problem.
It's going to really hurt him a lot. Yeah, Parjanya cycling through here, looking to hopefully reapply some provokes too. This is going pretty well in the crowd control department for TopaV, but Zezas very much still in the lead.
Yep, definitely is. So we've got 1 turn of provoke left on Wusa. Still can proc out of that, and that would be devastating. You can't use that skill 2 just yet. Stopping the Wusa from getting any turns is what needs to happen. So there's that skill 2 coming from Pajamas. He needs to get it back up here, and he will get it back up here with everybody provoked.
Man, it's so true. Look at
Wusa needs to happen.
And what do you do with all these debuffs that are out there, right? If Wusa gets a turn or if Bulwark gets a 3rd skill off, that's when it starts getting really tough for Topa.
Yep, exactly. So that additional turn, super scary, because that just means Zezas 1 step closer from potentially proccing out here. The attack bar pushback on the highest unit. And this is it right here, because look at Wusa not provoked right now.
People in chat saying the water injure is super annoying, especially when you don't have a Veramos, and that is exactly the situation.
There it is.
Oh, and Wusa finally gets the turn. This is where you want to skill. I think the skill 3 is going to be more effective. It's just that the Hay Gang is going to be able to strip it. I don't know if he's got the skill up right now, but he can try to strip it. Oh, no.
Yeah, Hay Gang does have skill too, but right now the turn order is a little messed up because we wanted to see the Hay Gang go into the pajama, but that's not what's happening right here. So there's the strip. We're all back into it, so kind of back to where he belongs, but there's that skill 3 we're talking about. No longer provoked. Putting it onto the Wind Pudding Princess. Shields back up. He needs to push his team in front of Topa, so Topa's definitely in a bit of a tough spot right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and the 2-turn sleep. Look at Topa. He's like, what the heck, man? He's like, what the heck is that? But we've said this. Yeah, the Wusa, was really good. We saw him do it for Topa earlier too, and now he's doing it for Zezas. He's putting people to sleep.
Yep. So it's just trying to steal the shield, stack the knowledge once again, and Topa's just got to go right back to work, but he can't when he gets 2 turns up again.
That's hilarious. No, I mean, Topa is handling this so well, and Zezas with the targeting is great. He recognizes that the Hay Gang is going to be a big issue because the Wind Pudding Princess is feeding him buffs. Now that the Hay Gang's off the table, Zezas is uncapped. So if we thought that this was worse, it just got way more terrifying, and that is why TopaV concedes, and Zezas gets his 2nd point on the board, putting them at parity. Both of these players are at match point, Stoic.
Yep, we knew that was definitely going to be tough for TopaV. I mean, Pajamas was all that he had there to keep him locked down there. Zezas prioritized getting rid of the Fire Tetsuya, dropping that unit, making sure there wasn't a strip option out there, because that's what was stopping the Wusa. He was using Fire Tetsuya, stopping the Wusa from getting the 3-turn immunity, 3-turn shields up there, and really keeping his team super, super healthy. So, like, it's a tough one, and I do like the more aggressive draft coming from Zezas there, where we get to see the Ashore. I would still like to see some bigger damage in there to be paired up with the Ashore as well. Look at this pre-ban, man. Water Mucking from TopaV getting that out there. We don't want to see the Wusa. First pick, we're just going double Bruiser, double turn 2, the Hay Gang, the Wind Pudding Princess from Zezas. That is such an interesting opening.
Yeah, who would have thought that Wusa would find his way into a pre-ban here? Again, this is harkening back to like the good old days of SWC for like 2018, man. Like this is a different type of meta that we're seeing here. And there he is, dude. The demon from the Tekken collab. It's Light Horang.
and it's back in there. Light Horang providing so much damage, and it's honestly like a nice crutch pick. But when you've got the Tetsuya providing the defense breaks, that Light Horang pumps in that damage.
And Zezas, really thinking this over, opts to take a page out of Topa's book here, and he's considering locking in a Parjanya and an Aya.
Is the Aya early? I don't know if the Aya, I mean, I wouldn't say that's too early. Sometimes I like it in the 5th pick slot here. But we do have that Layla showcasing, you know, a proper Aya draft here. So let's see if he, you know, doubles down on it, saying that he wants to ban it out. Interesting. Wow. Christina's been providing an insane amount of damage for so many people. And this is the first time we're going to be seeing it today. First time I'm seeing it from Topa.
Yeah, dude. She is kind of like Lydia with her passive, though she's got a hybrid of Lydia plus a little bit of the auto cleanse that we see in Julienne, the light vampire. But she also has Oblivion, which is crazy. So she's actually good. She's very good into this matchup. Also, she's a slightly more common counter pick for Light Horang. So that could be a reason why he was getting drafted there. And it even soaked up the ban, which is insane, because how many memes have we seen about Christina being the worst monster in Summoners War in general? We are far away from that time. Guys, we're going into the last game of the Americas Showmatch. One of these players will be the first ever winner of this first ever tournament, Stoic. We're getting into it. Layla taking first turn.
Yep, and we couldn't ask for more than a game 5 from these two players here. Let's see what happens, because the shoe is on the other foot with Pajamas going up against Topa V this time.
Oh, Tessa soaking up a stun on the first one, a despair stun nonetheless. Oh, crazy.
Yep, there's a nice little stun there going on to the Wind Pudding Princess. No defense breaks, though. We really want to see the defense breaks with Light Horang to do some really great damage here. So let's see what happens. One of the only damage deals that Zezas does have is that, I'm going to give a shot at his name, Paranja?
Parjanya? I think it's Parjanya.
Parjanya?
Parjanya? I think it's Parjanya.
I quit. We're going with gems.
Oh no, he's gonna look at this damage coming out, because now he's got a buff on him too. And this is one of those units that you're gonna see get shredded by the Light Horang, because he's defense scaling. So it's like, you know, that means that Light Horang's additionals are gonna really have a huge impact. And just like that, dude, the Oblivion gonna keep him down. Zezas is like, well,
He had the Annabelle ready to get a nice cleanse, bring that unit back online, but just all those provokes did not do him any favors, because that damage pummeled in, and he lost the Pajamas.
He lost the Pajamas, bro. That's gonna be. I mean, he lost the Pajamas. That's. Oh, but look at all these defense breaks he's got set up and everything. Man, Stoic. I would have liked to see what he could do with this.
There's defense breaks all over this field. I mean, like when you see this many defense breaks, you can't help but think like it's anybody's game, but the damage right now is on the side of Topa V. And we do have the sustain with Zezas, able to cleanse everybody, but not going to be cleansing the Water Pudding Princess.
Yeah, and now it's like, and now these last few turns have gone so slow, but it's like Topa can take all the time he wants, because the big threat is gone, unfortunately. Unfortunately for Zezas.
Yeah, I don't know what Zezas can do about it. There's just too much damage. There's too much control coming from Topa V. Even the Oblivion is super nice, and there you have it, a round 5 victory. Topa V is going to be our very first America's Showmanship Match champion.
It's revenge. Topa V came in and he destroyed. Like, he raised the bar for the first ever America's Showmatch. What an amazing game there, Stoic.
It really, really was. I mean, Topa's not going to Japan with this victory, but he is going to be the champion of the day. So maybe Zezas got the better end of the win here, but but happy for him.
No, that's hilarious, bro. Yeah, Topa won it all. Topa got all the bragging rights. He got the first victory of the first ever show match that we've ever put on here. Highlights. That was very much a highlight. Seeing Mo Long come back like that was so cool. Seeing him come back with Wusa in such a big way, Stoic.
I think he honestly wanted to play the Gani Hathor, but we still got some old tech here. So whether it was Gani Hathor, whether it was the the Wusa into the Molong, like that's so cool to see that kind of stuff there. So we got to see the old tech, even though I don't think Gani Hathor works anymore with all the units that can't be stunned out there with Fire Monkey King, even Misty, among other units that just don't care about those that had control from those units. We got to see some really cool things out of them.
Yeah, the last nail in that coffin got placed a long time ago, but you know what? I'd love to see Topa V become a necromancer and bring that back from the dead at some point, because man, in a way I miss Gani Hathor. I'm so happy to see Topa V there, grand champion of the first ever Americas Showmatch. He 100% earned it, and he brought some really fun stuff for us to see. Blasts from the past, new drafts, and more. But guys, I want to remind everybody here, if you enjoyed watching any of these players, they all stream. So if you don't follow one of them, please go drop them a follow, because you'll be able to see even more stuff like this too. Especially like you said, Stoic, Topa has a great stream where he shares a bunch of skills with people as well. He's a good teacher.
Yeah, there's a ton to learn from every one of these people. Like we said, they're Summit champions, America's Cup champions. They're all SWC competitors here. Like, all of them just have so much to offer with great attitudes as well. So it really is awesome to see them go at it in a tournament like this, and you can continue to see them more on their Twitch streams.
Yeah, it was, dude. And you can also see more of Stoic on his Twitch stream. If you don't follow Stoic, you should give him a follow as well. And Stoic, I want to say thank you so much, dude. This was so much fun casting this together, dude. Thanks for coming.
Dude, it's always a good time. I can't wait to do more of these, and I do believe there is something coming down the road, so we'll look forward to more of those.
So great. And chat, thank you. Y'all were here at a different time than normal as well, so I appreciate you showing up, showing your support. This is great. Make sure you fill out the survey before you go as well. That's a quick way to get 75 crystals, and let us know if you enjoyed the broadcast. If you like it, we'd love to do more stuff like this in the future. And to everybody on stream, I want to say thank you. Have a great day. If you're on Twitch, stay in chat, because we're going to raid somebody. Bye, everyone. See you next time.